We begin our review with the postponed fourth-round replay between Arsenal and Cardiff at the Emirates Stadium, a match that saw the Gunners striker Eduardo return after a year out with a broken ankle. 20 minutes in, and it was just like old times, as Arsenal's number 9 got on the end of Carlos Vela's cross. Nicholas Bentner then doubled the lead from Samir Nasri's corner. Early in the second half, and Eduardo got his second goal of the night after being brought down by Cardiff's Gavin Ray. The Croatian dispatching the penalty with ease. And after Eduardo had departed the scene, it was left to Robin van Persie to finish things off, as Arsenal strolled to a comfortable victory. In-form Everton met high-flying Aston Villa at Goodison, and the tie did not disappoint. The game was only 4 minutes old when 17-year-old Jack Rodwell put the hosts in front. But Villa were level soon after. Tony Hibbert brought down Gabriel Agbonlahor. And James Milner somehow squeezed his penalty underneath Tim Howard. 15 minutes later, and Everton were awarded a spot kick. Victor Anichebe's surging run was brought to a clumsy end by Steve Sidwell. Mikel Arteta kept his nerve to beat Brad Friedel. And with 15 minutes remaining, Tim Cahill's shot deceived Friedel, and Everton were through to the quarter-finals for the first time in 7 years. In our last show, manager Chris Coleman said he was upbeat about Coventry's chances at Blackburn Rovers. Things couldn't have got off to a worse start. Roque Santa Cruz put the Premier League team a goal up after 2 minutes. But things changed in the space of 14 second-half minutes. First, Icelandic teenager Aron Gunnarsson's brilliant half volley made it 1-1. Then Michael Doyle's shot deflected over the helpless Paul Robinson to put the Championship side on the brink of the quarter-finals. 3 minutes into injury time, though, and Blackburn's blushes were spared as defender Christopher Samba turned the ball home. 10 days later at the Ricoh Arena, and the replay was settled by 1 goal. Leon Best heading home as Coventry made it into the last 8 for the first time in 11 years. Stuart Downing's header at Upton Park against West Ham United looked for a long time like it would be enough to take Middlesbrough into the quarter-finals. But 8 minutes from time, Herita Ilunga's header took the tie to a replay at the Riverside. And it was Downing again who gave Borough the lead with a brilliant free kick. This time there was to be no fight back from the Hammers, as Turkish star Tuncay pounced on a poor clearance to take Gareth Southgate's team into the quarters for the 3rd successive season. Sheffield United and Hull City could not be separated at Bramall Lane in their first game. Greg Halford had put the Championship team in front. But Kamil Zayeti's header enabled Phil Brown's team to take the tie back to the KC Stadium. Second time around, it was Hull who went ahead in controversial circumstances when the assistant referee ruled that Blades defender Kevin Norton's header had crossed the line. The goal was awarded, but that might have been harsh on the away team. United rallied, and within 8 minutes were level. Billy Sharp the quickest to react to Lee Hendry's header. But 10 minutes after half-time, Nicky Barmby found Peter Almosi unmarked in the area, and the Hungarian clinched victory. The 5th round tie at Pride Park was the 3rd time Derby and Manchester United had faced each other in 5 weeks. Nani's brilliant strike put United a goal up before the Irishman Darren Gibson got his 2nd goal of the FA Cup campaign, when Ronaldo's free kick had been blocked. Nigel Clough could do nothing but sit and watch as the World Player of the Year then scored a 3rd with a classic header just after half-time. And though Miles Addison gave the home fans hope when he got on the end of Chris Commons' cross, Danny Welbeck wrapped things up with an exquisite finish as United marched on. As the crowd descended on London's riverside, a sense of occasion began to bubble. The travelling Swansea army making their presence felt, with Roy Hodgson's Fulham waiting in the wings. The tone was set from the off as both sides displayed a competitive edge. Manchester United at home in the quarter-finals was a prize worth fighting for. Swansea's Spanish contingent were dictating play. Jordi Gomez picked himself up to give the Cottagers an early scare. Before long, it was Fulham's turn, Clint Dempsey proving less effective from the dead ball. Breda Hangeland almost brightened up Hodgson's evening. A pause for thought at half-time. Martinez must have reminded his team about their first meeting as the Swans came out flying. Jason Scotland on the scoresheet once again. Fulham's frustration was beginning to show. It was a case of perseverance from the Premiership side. Dixon Ituhu flashing wide. Fulham were getting closer. A Simon Davies corner provided the breakthrough. Dempsey's finish causing some distress at the Swansea end. Dempsey was then denied by the impressive Doris de Vries. Extra time loomed. Then up stepped Bobby Zamora. How the tables had turned. Craven Cottage remains a fortress. Fulham have only lost there once this season, but Swansea could go home with their heads held high.